Hello and welcome back to RWR Plays TEW 2020. This is our local to global series. We are playing as the Random Wrestling Review. We started in September 1995 and we're closing in on 2 years of game time here, even though we're only, I believe, at episode 11 today. So, we're moving through the timeline nice and quickly. And of course, one of the big things that is a case that's goodness knows what I'm trying to say, but one thing that's come to our attention is that Blitzkrieg is back at 100%. He is no longer injured, which is good because it was badly affecting his performances, and we're glad to have him back. Now, I did promise that for this episode, I would try and present something a bit more visual for the rankings, and I have done so. So here is the current rankings as they stand in the game right now. We have Michael Modest, obviously the champion, at the top with 4 points currently. His points, he will not lose those points until he loses the title. Everyone else will only lose their points if they lose a title match. So obviously, Buddy Wayne is the number one contender because he has 3 points, 3 wins effectively since he last had a title shot. Behind him, you have Stasiak and Blitzkrieg on 2 points each. Kid Chaos on one, Ed Moretti on one, and then Ace Steel and Wellington Wilkins Jr. on 0 each. So that's the whole of the ranking so far. And effectively, what happens is we've got next show, as we've kind of already sort of announced, Buddy Wayne will be taking on Michael Modest. If whoever loses that match will lose all their points. So Modest and Wayne, one of them will lose all their points, and they'll go to the bottom of the list. Meanwhile, everybody else will move up, and that will effectively make either Sean Stasiak or Blitzkrieg, depending on the results of the next show, the new number one contender, and so on and so forth. So that's how the rankings work effectively. Hope that's clear. I will continue to update that visual representation of our rankings as the game goes on and we move, and that changes around. And I imagine what we'll find is there'll be more and more wrestlers that will be occupying that table. Obviously, you've already signed a couple of wrestlers and a couple of wrestlers to the roster in terms of obviously we've got Dave Batista and ECMO who've yet to have a match, although Batista will be tonight making his debut. And that is Mania, RWR Mania, which I, of course, set up right at the end of the last episode. And we will be starting the night with Dave Batista against Wellington Wilkins Jr. And let's see if Batista's natural, you know, WrestleMania headlining talent shines through in his debut against Wellington Wilkins Jr. here. Batista, we're going to keep it at 10 minutes, and Batista's going to be the winner. We're going to have this be a decisive win and a pinfall victory for Batista. In fact, we'll also work the crowd. Why not? We've got the ability to do that, so we may as well chuck that in as well. Then also on the card, we've got the second match between Blitzkrieg and Ed Moretti. So they've been in a feud for a long time since Moretti debuted and Blitzkrieg got the victory. And this is going to be kind of the next match in their feud. Moretti's going to win this one. He's going to get a tainted win, pinfall finish, and this one's going to be the storytelling match of the night. Blitzkrieg obviously back to full fitness, so he should be performing at the level that is befitting of his quality because he's definitely the best wrestler we've got. He's had the highest ratings of any wrestler going. But we've also then got the main event, and it will be Michael Modest defending his title against Buddy Wayne. Finally, Wayne gets his rematch, his proper rematch for the title. Remember, he's had one title match already, and that was in a triple threat match. In fact, the triple threat match is where he lost the belt, isn't it? So he hasn't had a rematch. I apologize. And but Michael Modest is going to win, and again, he is going to enjoy the help of Dave Batista. Uh, this one's going to be, let's go 23 minutes. So we're really gonna make this one a long one, and hope that it doesn't turn everybody off. If we get the chance, we may reduce the time of that because we've actually only got 14 more minutes that I need to add. One of the things I am going to add is Michael Modest and Dave Batista are going to basically attack old Buddy Wayne after the match. This is a standard angle we've done quite a lot since we started doing this promotion. And ECMO is going to come out and make the save, basically. And obviously, we've already introduced ECMO to the crowd. He is here to avenge the treatment of his cousin, Chemo. So Monas and Batista attack Buddy Wayne. ECMO makes the save. That's going to be that's going to be the sort of end of show angle. I do want something in between though. Just looking through the roster. Okay, so we're going to have an angle where Ace Steel is going to challenge Shawn Stasiak to a rematch. Next month. So these two obviously had their bout in the last show, and it went to a double count out, and the two men continued to brawl after the match. I'll put it there. And then what else do I want to do? Is there anything else I want to do? I mean, it says I need to book 1 more minute. I don't effectively need to do that really. I could just increase the length of the first the final angle of the night. And I just don't think there's anything else overly I don't think it's overly important for me to do this month. So I am literally just going to increase the length of this angle, and that's going to be the show. No announcers, as we don't need them. And yeah, I think look, this was a reasonably straightforward show because I had in mind what I would do prior to even recording today. And I'm hoping to get a couple of shows in on this episode. The last couple of episodes we've only managed one per show, but hopefully we'll be able to do it today. So let's do this then. We have got 70 people, a new record attendance for the Random Wrestling Review. And in the opener, Dave Batista beats Wellington Wilkins Jr. in 9:42 by pinfall. Batista's in-ring performance was a 19, Wellington Wilkins Jr. had a 21. So Batista not great in his debut, but that's okay. He's got plenty of time to develop. Obviously, he's much, much younger than he would be when I say much, much younger, 5 years younger than he would be when he debuted in WWE. Segment rating of 21, and Batista gets his first victory in the company. Then we have Ace Steel challenging Shawn Stasiak to a rematch next month. First chance for Ace Steel to do a promo, and he didn't do well without a script to follow. I mean, I could start to specify that these angles are scripted. I just don't think we need to at this point in time, and so I'm happy to go with these non-scripted promos. And this one got a segment rating of 19, and the feud between Stasiak and Steel did lose some heat, but at least advanced. Blitzkrieg versus Ed Moretti was the second match tonight, and this was a decent match. One of the best I think we've seen so far in the company. Ed Moretti defeated Blitzkrieg in 15 minutes and 9 seconds by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. Blitzkrieg an in-ring performance of 31, Moretti a 25, but Blitzkrieg again is showing that he's probably the best wrestler in the company. The storyline advanced with this and gained heat, so altogether this was a successful match. Not so the main event, really. A segment rating of 21. Again, probably just too long. I think this is the next thing I need to consider is reducing the length of my main events because our audience isn't really up for it. They're, 15 minutes is a good time for them. But Michael Modest defends his Northwest title for the third time, defeats Buddy Wayne in 23 minutes and 23 seconds by pinfall with a reality check. Again, he gets the interference from Dave Batista, and that's allowed him to win. Modest was a 29, Wayne a 28, so neither performed poorly. It's just, I think, first of all, Bruce Hart's not the best road agent, but secondly, the audience doesn't really expect matches of this length on their shows. Then after that, we have Michael Modest and Batista attack Buddy Wayne, but ECMO then makes the save afterwards, and as he continues to sort of come along and try to avenge his cousin's treatment at the hands of Modest and Batista. Segment rating of 24, and the overall show at 23. Again, it increased our popularity in one region, but I'm a little bit disappointed. I wanted this to be a better show. I put this entirely down to the fact that I made that main event a little too long, and if we'd had a third angle or even a fourth match, I guess this might have been a better show. So something for me to think about as we go forward. Anyway, we're going to make the speech. Blitzkrieg's obviously complimented on a good performance because he was easily the best. I think Ed Moretti deserves it as well, though, because he did pretty well. What else have we got here? I mean, Michael Modest and Buddy Wayne were actually pretty good, and both actually performed better than Ed Moretti. But I'm going for Modest this time, giving him some compliments for his performance. So another show in the books. Before we go any further, WWF In Your House from May in 1997's happened. Razor Ramon beats Diesel again. A 99 rated match, backed up by a 99 rated match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. So Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels have had a major match there. Owen Hart and Yokozuna defeat the Lowlives to retain the tag titles. The Lowlives are Kama and King Kong Bundy, presumably both managed by Ted DiBiase, which is why they've come together. But this is heel versus heel, or at least I think it is. Maybe maybe they've maybe they've switched one of these tag teams. Uh, that was their WWF pay per view for the year, for the month. Sorry. If we look at our finance, I mean, we're already making a profit from this month's show, and we've got 2 weeks of the month to go. So we can afford shorter matches, more wrestlers on the shows, and we can afford to just make beef up our shows. And we might even start to think about doing 2 hour long shows in the not too distant future because I feel like we can afford it. It doesn't Money no longer seems to be an issue. And it was such a big focus of this series at the beginning of it that I'm struggling to get out of the mindset and out of the sort of muscle memory of just going to the finances and checking them. And I think I will continue to check them, but it needn't be quite such a big deal each time I do it anymore like it was at the beginning. So I'm already starting to think in my mind what we're going to do for the next show because obviously Blitzkrieg lost, which means we don't have an obvious number one contender, and we also are in a position where um, you know one match I guess we do know is Ace Steel and Sean Stasiak are going to face each other in a rematch. Or that seems like the case, given Ace Steel challenge Sean Stasiak, and we can therefore put that together. There's also a ready-made tag team match which I could headline the show with, which is obviously Michael Modest and Dave Batista against Buddy Wayne and ECMO. But I feel like that's a bit lazy, and part of me wants to go in a different direction. Um, in fact, I am going to go in a different direction. It's um, we're going to do a six man. We're going to do a six-man tag match. We might do a six-man tag match here because I feel like there are three baby faces who could easily team together, but not necessarily three heels. So I'm just trying to think quickly how we can do it. Okay, I've already got it in my head. We've got a six-man tag lined up for the next show, and we'll go into some detail about that in a minute. That'll be the first six-man tag match in the history of the company as well. What else am I looking to do on the show? Not sure yet. There is one match I think we can do actually, which would not require us to bring in anybody new. And I'm going to just make a note of it quickly before I move on. Um, Here we go. UWA have made a contract offer to Michael Morris. Now, is this going to be a problem for us? I don't think it will. I can't imagine them hiring him on an exclusive deal. But oh, it is an exclusive written contract. Now, this has the potential to be very seriously problematic for me because Michael Modest is due to be a major part of our company. And I gotta, if he's gonna be leaving, we will need to figure out a way to write him out of the story. Obviously, he's also the champion, so I'm really gonna have to be careful about that. Oh, I that has thrown a real spanner in the works. I wasn't expecting that. Um, well, let me hire somebody else anyway. We do need to bring somebody in. We've got 10 wrestlers in the company. We have five baby faces, five heels, but Modest could be on his way out, so maybe we need to find another heel. Chavo Guerrero Jr., how about him? Maybe we bring him in. $70 per show is not much. Yeah, I'm not sold on Chavo Guerrero Jr. as someone to first to use. I'm going to get rid of the size filter I've got on this because I don't. It's not really a concern for me at the moment what size the wrestler is. Do we? What do we do here? I'm tempted to bring in this tag team. I've been looking at them a couple of times already. Um, Barry Buchanan, maybe. Maybe we bring in Barry Buchanan as a new member of the roster. Hmm. Yeah, I do feel a little bit distracted ultimately by that whole thing with Michael Modest because he's he's going to be. When did Bill Goldberg's in the game? When did he come in? Did it say when he debuted? Usually used to say when he debuted when they entered wrestling. Here we go. June. So it is this month. So Goldberg is new to the game right now. $130 per show. I mean, we could bring him in, but I don't think that that's very realistic. And I'm not. I mean, I am trying to not care too much about being realistic, but there's a limit to what I'm willing to do. Kidman's never been picked up by WCW. Can you believe? So he's still out there available, but I don't see him as a heel personally, especially when he's really young, fresh faced into the industry. Don't really see that. Brad Armstrong, lots of money per show. Ryan Christopher, also quite expensive. I mean, we are talking about some of these guys that are pretty expensive actually. Um, just taking a look, we could get Charlie Haas, bring him in. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not feeling an obvious position for him on the roster. I feel like I'm here desperately trying to sign someone just because of what's happened with Modest, and maybe I should reconsider that. I think I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna sign anyone. I don't think I'm gonna sign anyone just yet. Oh no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't think I'm gonna sign anyone just yet because I think I think we can do this show without signing anybody. We will keep our eye on what's going on with Michael Modest. So what I'm actually going to do here is just move to the end of the current week because it might be that we now have to make a decision about having Modest drop the belt, which would be earlier than I was hoping for him to drop the belt because well, I mean, obviously it's earlier than I was hoping for because I would have just given Buddy Wayne the belt if that was at the last show if that was the drill. So not expect was not expecting Michael Modest to be not available for to me. We're going to find now at the end of this week. The reason I've only gone to the end of the week is I want to see if Michael Modest is already signed because I don't know if he has to give us any kind of notice either. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. So Michael Modest has been hired by UWA with an exclusive written contract. Um, so he will be leaving. Understandably, he's happy. He will be leaving in 23 days. There it is. So this is the last show he's going to be available to us. That really blows open the the booking for this next show because, as I say, I was just going to have a six-man tag, and now I'm not going to do that because if we do that, we can't get the belt of Modest. So, okay, right. Well, I'm. Let's move on to the. We haven't even booked the show yet. Hang on. Let's get the show in the calendar before we go too far. Um, so the next show is going to be. We're going to call this one um, six man. I don't know what to call this. I really don't know what to call it. Uh, I'm really stuck. That's thrown me completely. That whole um thing with Michael Modest. He's our champion. We need to get the belt off of him. Uh, so change is gonna come. Now that is a great song. Let's hope it's a great. Let's hope it is a great um, name for a wrestling show as well, or at least it makes the wrestling show really good. So let's go to our next show. And I don't want to leave anybody on a cliffhanger here. I think I've got an idea for what I want to do, but it does require me to be a bit. Um, yeah, it does require me to be a bit kind of mad and do something a bit crazy. I think so. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I think yeah, I think I've got an idea for what we're going to do, but going to take some thinking. WCW Genesis. So WCW have got a Genesis pay-per-view. Main event was Sting defeating Lex Luger to retain the world title. Randy Savage defeated Ric Flair in a 99 rated match. So again, WCW put the wrong match in the main event, as they so often do at this point in time. So it's time for us to present A Change Is Gonna Come. So ominous title for the show, but obviously we've got the benefit of knowing what's going on backstage, whilst our fans don't. So, the main event match that we've always had in mind is this one. ECMO making his debut. He'll be teaming along Buddy Wayne and Blitzkrieg, and they'll be against Michael Modest, Dave Batista, and Ed Moretti. I've still got a little bit of a cough. It is clearing up slowly, but not in the best way. So this is going to be the match, open match. We're going to have storytelling, um, pinfall finish. So the winner is going to be Blitzkrieg, and he's going to pin Michael Modest. That's going to be the match, but it's going to be the opener. And what's going to happen here is that Michael Modest is going to come out along with Dave Batista and Ed Moretti, and he's going to demand that tonight's main event happens immediately. Baby faces agree and come out for the match. So it's basically, you know, a sort of yeah, a sort of as soon as the show starts, out comes Michael Modest. Uh, let's just say Modest demands. Yeah, Michael Modest demands that the match happens immediately. He doesn't want to wait around for this one. In the meantime, we've got Ace Steel versus Sean Stasiak, which will take place after that. And what do I want to happen here between these two? I don't know, is honestly the truth. I really don't know. I think I'm going to have Ace Steel win. Maybe an all out match. And what's the finish going to be? Hmm. No, don't know. I think I'm just going to go with a pinfall finish and a tainted win for Stasiak. For Steel, sorry. Who is the? I've got to keep reminding myself Stasiak is a babyface because it just doesn't feel right. But that's where we are. So before I've forgotten what was going to come next. So Blitzkrieg challenges Michael Modest. Blitzkrieg says he knows Modest is leaving RWR, challenges him to title match tonight. Modest accepts. So there we go. And that's going to be straight after the 6-man tag match. That's then going to lead to the main event, which is going to be Michael Modest defending against Blitzkrieg, both of them having their second match of the night. So I'm not going to make this super long, maybe 14 minutes. And Blitzkrieg is going to win this one. And this is how we get the title off of Modest before he leaves the company. It's going to be overbooked, outside interference, and in this case, it's going to be ECMO in the end who costs Michael Modest the title by helping Blitzkrieg to win. Sorry about that. My cough is still with me. And then we're going to end the show, I think, with a celebration. So Blitzkrieg, Overness, Buddy Wayne, ECMO. Who else is a babyface? Wellington Wilkins Jr. is going to come out, and Sean Stasiak. They're all going to come out, and um, Blitzkrieg celebrates with all the other baby faces. So Blitzkrieg's the new champion, and he celebrates with all the other baby faces. I think we can make the 6-man tag just another minute long. So that's going to be the show. It's going to be a bit of a mad one, this one, but this is our way of getting the title off of Michael Modest. I'll go into the detail that I've got in my head now. As I've been booking that, I've kind of thought about it and realised that I'm happy with what I'm doing, so I just need to get the logic right. So here it goes into the match. So only 66 people are at this show, maybe because we've got a lot of people double booked. We start the night with Michael Modest coming out and saying that he's done with Random Wrestling Review. He's the champion. He's the best in the company. There's no competition here. He's defeated Buddy Wayne. He's got rid of Chemo. He's already defeated Sean Stasiak. There's no challenge for him. He wants to leave the company and he's going to go and make a name for himself and make his money elsewhere. I recognize we're kind of doing ourselves down as a promotion, but hell, we're very, very small, so I don't think that's a major problem here. Michael Morris actually struggled going off the script, but he says that because he's done with this company, he wants to have tonight's main event, the 6-man tag match, with him and Batista against Batista and Ed Moretti against the Buddy Wayne, Blitzkrieg, and ECMO right now. Segment rating of 21. The babyfaces come out, and we get our first match. It is the 6-man tag match. Wayne, Blitzkrieg, and ECMO get the victory in 15:32 when Blitzkrieg pins Michael Morris with a Sky Twister press. Segment rating of 25. Looking through the ratings here, Michael Morris only a 28, Moretti a 24, Batista 21, Buddy Wayne a 25, Blitzkrieg a 30, ECMO just a 16. So that's a bit of a disappointment. First rating for ECMO. He's very young though, still pretty yellow, I should imagine. Yellow? Pretty green at this point. Goodness me, my mind at this point in time is not good. So this was a segment rating of 25, but importantly for my rankings, Blitzkrieg needed to win this one because he still only had 2 victories after losing to Ed Moretti last time. So he needed a victory to distinguish himself as the new number 1 contender. They won this match because all matches count towards your points as well, which meant that he was the number 1 contender going into after this match. So then after the match, Blitzkrieg says he knows Modest is leaving the Random Wrestling Review and says if Michael Modest really wants to prove to himself that he's got nothing else to do in the company, he should face him tonight for the title. And Michael Modest accepts that challenge. A segment rating here of 27. Then we get the Ace Steel Sean Stasiak match, which was kind of booked the previous month. A segment rating of 27, so really good this is. Ace Steel, an in-ring performance of 23. Sean Stasiak at 28. Their feud continues here. Steel wins with his legs on the rope. And then we go to the main event, and we see Blitzkrieg defeat Michael Morris in 13 minutes 55 seconds with a Sky Twister press. Following interference from ECMO, Blitzkrieg wins the RWR North West Title. I should have made more notes in terms of interference because I kind of had in my mind here that Buddy Wayne and Batista and Moretti were all going to get involved. In my mind, they did. Blitzkrieg at 32, Modest at 29. The road agent though still wasn't up to much. And then after the match, all the baby faces come out and celebrate with Blitzkrieg. Fans not particularly happy with this. A segment rating only of 11 because there wasn't in the minds of the fans there wasn't much interesting going on here. But this was a celebration of Blitzkrieg's victory. That is the show. An overall rating of 25, one of the better shows we've had. Blitzkrieg has to be given praise for a great performance. I think is the only fair thing to do there. I'm also going to give Sean Stasiak and Ace Steel compliments on their performances. And that's how we got the belt off Michael Modest. A sudden and unexpected change of plans that we had to do for this one. Made for a good episode, though, hopefully. So if you've enjoyed today, give us a like. And if you want to continue to follow along with the series, subscribe and then come and join us again for the next episode because there's all the fallout of that show to go over. We're now out of time, though. So I'll say goodbye for now.